Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Declan Rice has a brutal message for ex-England players criticizing the team at Euro 2024. Declan Rice is the latest player in Gareth Southgate's squad to respond strongly to remarks made by many former England players. Former players have taken aim at players like Alexander-Arnold, Phil Foden and Rice. In a media appearance prior to England's pivotal game against Slovenia, Rice responded to the critics. Several well known figures have made public calls for change, including Jamie Carragher, Mika Richards, and Gary Lineker. On his podcast, The Rest is Football, Lineker proceeded to call the Three Lions as with the three stars. The Arsenal midfielder has now made an effort to downplay the criticism, urging former England players to come together to strengthen the team instead of fostering a hostile environment around it. In an interview with ITV on Sunday, Rice was questioned about if he was upset to get such negative feedback from former England players. Rice replied, I'm not disappointed because I have played football long enough now. I know how they work. That's why I really do not get bothered about it at all. Look, they are entitled to their opinion. They are on the TV. They are saying whatever they want. I know some of them personally. They are great guys, but like I said, they have been in our shoes as well. Sometimes they should just have that thought of process just before they speak that they have been where I'm sat, where our other players have sat and not done well at tournaments. So look, I don't know why we feel like it. England's start to the Euros is such a negative thing. We are talking like we are going out of the tournament here. We are top of the group. We need to stay positive, stay upbeat. Let's have some positivity going into games. Let's give players the best confidence in the world. England and Rice will have the chance to answer to their critics on the pitch when they face Slovenia on a Tuesday in their final group stage match. What key Arsenal figures are now saying about Gabriel Martinelli after a difficult season? Despite yet another promising season for Arsenal last time out, Gabriel Martinelli had a tough time of things by his standards. The Brazilian winger had enjoyed an exceptional 22-23 campaign as he registered 20 goal involvements in 36 Premier League appearances. Many expected Gabriel Martinelli to carry that form into the last season as the winger had delivered on his undoubted potential, but things didn't quite work out as such for Martinelli, and he frequently found himself on the bench during the run-in as Arsenal aimed to beat Manchester City to the title. Indeed, the 23-year-old started just one game in the league after dropping to the bench for the Gunners' goalless draw at the Etihad Stadium on March 31. However, The Athletic has claimed that key figures at Arsenal are now worried about Martinelli's dip in form last term. The outlet claims that Arsenal's belief in Martinelli hasn't been affected by his drop in performances last season. It's noted that Arsenal decision makers view the 23-24 campaign as an anomaly when it comes to Martinelli's development, and there is belief he will return to his best once again next season. The outlet also provided some insight into the winger's struggles with a foot injury after he suffered a cut on his heel in March. The injury required stitches and proved to be more complicated than anticipated. Arsenal did discuss making move for very dangerous £300,000 a week forward, but decided against bid. Marcus Rashford had a pretty miserable season last year, scoring just 8 goals in all competitions. He had, of course, scored 30 times the year before. Give Me Sport reports that Rashford is set to hold talks with Eric Ten Hag about the role he will have moving forwards after struggling so much last season, but it's understood that he is planning to remain at the club. That news may not impact Arsenal, but Give Me Sport adds that the Gunners had held discussions about whether to make a move for Rashford. They ultimately decided against making a bid in this window. It feels as though Rashford has been on the scene for such a long time, but he is still only 26 years of age, so there is no reason why he cannot improve further in the next few years. Xavi labeled Rashford very dangerous previously, and he can play out on the left or as a striker, and it would be no surprise if Arteta felt very keen to sign a versatile attacker who can play as the number 9, but clearly Manchester United would not have let Rashford leave on the cheap in this window, so it would have been a potential gamble for Arsenal to pay that kind of fee, which could have made a deal possible. Perhaps this may not be the last everyone hears of Rashford being linked with Arsenal, but it appears that they are planning to look elsewhere in this window. Arsenal clearly have the advantage over Tottenham and Man United in race for Crystal Palace star. For the better part of the weekend, there has been speculation that Arsenal is interested in Aberchies as a transfer target. Several people at the club are reportedly fond of him. The Englishman possesses a reasonable release clause of approximately £60 million, but his suitors, who are reported to include Tottenham and Man United amongst others, need to pay a substantial amount upfront. Hopefully, these claims are accurate because if Ease is a player on Arsenal's radar, we don't see anything worth considering. The Crystal Palace star, who has earned his place in England's Euros squad, is expected to leave the Eagles this summer, and surely the Gunners should be the favourites to sign him. We had in our academy but released when he was 13, is one of the most visually appealing players to watch, but he also produces and works at the level of a playmaker for a title challenging team. He has recently made it clear that his dream is to play for Arsenal, so he said he would love to come back and fulfill that dream. At Arsenal, he'd be an excellent left central midfielder and winger option. Arsenal decision makers after the 1-0 Champions League loss to Bayern acknowledged, according to The Athletic, that Mikel Arteta's attacking setup lacked a player with an X factor who could unlock the opposing defense. I believe is that person. Mikel Arteta convinces Spain star to seal Arsenal transfer over Barcelona. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has reportedly held talks with Real Sociedad midfielder Mikel Merino over joining him at the Emirates in the summer's transfer window. Merino is currently on duty with the Spanish national team at Euro 2024, but it seems he is expected to attract plenty of interest from top clubs this summer, with Arsenal and Barcelona emerging as his main admirers. According to Sport, Arteta has contacted Merino directly to discuss a possible move to Arsenal, and the report describes the Gunners manager as having seduced the player into choosing the Emirates over the Camp Nou. One imagines Merino will not finalize his future until after Euro 2024, but it seems clear that the 28-year-old is one to watch this summer after some superb recent form for club and country. Arsenal have long been linked with Merino's club and international teammate Martin Zubimendi, but it seems he is not keen on a move, so perhaps this is now Arteta's alternative. If a deal works out, it will be interesting to see how Merino gets on back in the Premier League after an unconvincing spell in England with Newcastle United earlier in his career. Merino was only a youngster at the time, but it seems the move came too soon for him, and he is benefited a lot from his move back to La Liga with Sociedad. Now, a full Spain international, Merino looks like he has the quality and experience to come in and provide Arsenal with more defensive midfield options, with Arteta surely in need of someone a bit younger than Thomas Partey and Jorginho to sit in front of his defense. Arsenal in the race for goal machine transfer and Chelsea now out of the running. Arsenal are reportedly the latest club to emerge as potential suitors for prolific Stuttgart striker Serhou Guirassy this summer. With Chelsea now described as being out of the running, the Guinea international was superb for Stuttgart last season, scoring 30 goals in 30 games in all competitions to help the Bundesliga outfit qualify for next season's Champions League. One imagines, however, that Guirassi's fine form now means it's going to be difficult for Stuttgart to keep hold of him, with a number of top clubs seemingly queuing up for him. According to Florian Plattenberg on X, the Sky Germany journalist says Arsenal are up against the likes of Borussia Dortmund and AC Milan in the race to sign Guirassi, though Chelsea are no longer pursuing the 28-year-old. Whereas his scoring record surely means he is worth considering for a number of top clubs, though he is not the youngest and his form last season came rather out of the blue as he is never really looked that convincing in previous campaigns. One imagines Arsenal will want to continue building more of a long-term project instead of chasing an immediate fix like Verassi, who also in a prolific form recently might not be quite the profile Mikel Arteta wants. Someone like Benjamin Sesko, who is not available this summer, might be worth waiting for, as he maybe has a higher ceiling overall, but some fans will just want more of a goal scorer in this team as soon as possible. The Gunners came so close to beating Manchester City to the title last season, but there were some games where they failed to put away their chances, and it ultimately saw them miss out by just 2 points on the final day. Guirassy might be an ideal option to throw in for those games where he is struggling to go in for you, and it's certainly a boost that he is keen on a move. Arsenal ready to pay Stars 58 million euros release clause. Chelsea also set for transfer talks. Arsenal are ready to pay Nico Williams 58 million euros release clause, while Chelsea are also expected to hold further talks with the player's agents over a potential transfer from Athletic Bilbao this summer. Sources with a close understanding of Williams' situation have informed Cout of Sa that there is a long list of suitors pursuing the Spain international this summer, though it's suggested that Arsenal and Chelsea are the ones advancing for the moment. Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Tottenham, Barcelona, and Paris Saint-Germain all like the player, but this is not anticipated to be a simple or a cheap deal to get done, and that's caused uncertainty among some parties. It has been widely reported that Chelsea are also unsure about being able to afford Williams, but out of side have been told that the Blues have not ended their interest yet and will hold further discussions to work out if an agreement can be struck. Having shown in La Liga and now for his country at Euro 2024, it's not surprising to see Williams attracting so much interest, and it's clear that both Chelsea and Arsenal need more options in the attacking midfield department. Arsenal may want the option of resting Bukayo Saka a little more often after he played so much football at a relatively young age, while Mikel Arteta could also do with an alternative to Gabriel Martinelli after the Brazilians' dip in form last season. Chelsea, meanwhile, will surely view someone like Williams as a significant upgrade on their inconsistent players. Though it could be tricky to convince the 21-year-old to join Chelsea why they are not able to offer a Champions League football, that could surely give the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City the advantage, so it will be interesting to see how this saga develops in the coming days and weeks. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.